Hello, I'm AA Abbott and this is The Crazy Cat Lady Christmas. Amber hacked at the undergrowth near the fence. It rattled as a train trundled through the cutting below. "Look, a magic mushroom," Amber said. Ed snorted. "So, save it for an ageing hippie like your great aunt Betty." "At least psilocybin is free, unlike the coke you sniff up your nose when we can't afford it." "I'm stressed," Ed protested. "So am I." She waved a red mortgage demand at him. "Since you got sacked, my wages have been paying for me, you and Charlie. This marriage is too crowded, unlike my bank account." "I have a plan," Ed said. "Your great aunt Betty is both lonely and loaded. Invite her for Christmas. I'll sweet talk her into lending us some dosh." Betty arrived on Christmas Eve in a battered blue 2CV. "Can you carry these, please?" She thrust a tabby cat and a cardboard box full of plants at Ed. "Weed?" Ed said. "He's called Hugo, actually. Merry Christmas." "You didn't tell me she was a crazy cat lady," Ed hissed, staring at the car as Betty shuffled into the house with a bag of food for the fridge. He was somewhat mollified when she also produced a bottle of expensive sherry and 3 glasses. "Result, Betty's going to change her will in our favour," he announced to Amber as they cosied up in bed later. "We should get her to hurry up. Then we can find a way to murder her." Ha ha! In her sherry-soaked state, Amber seemed to think he was joking. On Christmas Day, the old lady plied them with more sherry, mushroom pâté, cold roast pheasant and a fruit cake. "Hugo has the same as everyone else," Betty said, feeding the cat morsels of pâté. In a while, the tabby drifted away from the table and began scurrying around the skirting boards. "He's exploring," Betty explained. Ed felt strangely restless. The garden beckoned, its greenery offering mysterious yet alluring delights. "Oh, I want some fresh air," he said. "Me too," Amber said. Betty sipped another sherry as the young couple tottered outside. She was pleased to see Amber looking relaxed. That girl had always been uptight. The hash cake and special pâté were mellowing her out. They affected Betty too. After an initial frenzy of dishwashing, she settled in an armchair to dream. It was dark when she awoke. No one had switched any lights on. "Amber! Ed!" she called. There was no trace of the pair, although Betty's search uncovered a red mortgage demand. She must offer them some money. After all, she couldn't take it with her. Meanwhile, she delved amongst her belongings and rolled a spliff. The air was still fragrant when a policeman knocked on the door. "My word!" The young man sniffed. "It's to ease my rheumatism," Betty said. "My grandma does the same for hers." His voice was a conspiratorial whisper. "How can I help you, officer?" "It's bad news, I'm afraid, concerning Edward and Amber Beaumont." "I'm Amber's great aunt. What's happened?" "Edward was killed by a freight train after wandering onto the railway line, and Amber is in hospital with trauma. Do you have any idea what they were doing?" Betty showed him the red demand. "I see. Well, thank you. Will you be here in the morning?" "I'll pop round to take a statement." Betty rolled another reefer to soothe her shock. She called Hugo. The tabby jumped on her lap to be stroked. "It it had been a good Christmas for the cat, at least. He'd fed well at table and away from it. The mice in Amber's cottage, although extraordinarily large and primary coloured, smelled and tasted just like rodents back home. Belching happily, he allowed Betty's dope smoke to send him to sleep. That's the end of The Crazy Cat Lady Christmas. I hope you enjoyed it. You can buy my books on Amazon and read free stories on my website, aabbott.co.uk. See you again.